Where's the independence of the committee? Where's the legislature? We're an equal branch of government. And you start off with a blather, and yet look at the empty seats here, talking exactly about Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, and what he intends to do.
That is the type of passion we need for Social Security increases. Yet, we're not really seeing those Social Security increase calls as of late. Instead, we're seeing this. SS backs Trump order for blocking Social Security benefits for illegal immigrants. Now, we're seeing a rebuttal to this and some pushback from Representative Jesus Garcia, who wants Social Security for immigrants. Now, when it comes to immigrants, there's a difference between illegal immigrants and illegal. So Trump clearly said he does not want illegal aliens to get Social Security benefits. So I'm going to go over that, exactly what is being said there. Also, a judge recently blocks DOGE's access to sensitive personal data at Social Security Administration. With this happening, this could be enough for DOGE to go in, root out the waste, fraud, and abuse without touching any Social Security sensitive data. Would that satisfy everybody? Not sure. I'm going to get into that. I'll give you some other important updates as well. Before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate these Social Security updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security updates. So the SSA backs Trump order blocking Social Security benefits for illegal immigrants. Now, I think the key word here is illegal. Someone who came into the country without taking the proper steps. So that's the difference here when it comes to immigrants getting Social Security. Now, SSA will tighten oversight of Social Security benefits, trying to make sure that there's no waste or fraud. Now, this doesn't satisfy everybody. As I mentioned earlier, Representative Jesus Garcia advocates slam purge of immigrants from Social Security. Now, what does he mean by this? Does he mean that all illegal immigrants should get Social Security? Well, let's dive into this a little further. So, saying this is not just a bad policy, this is a civil rights crisis. To go deeper into it, local leaders and advocates held a news conference in the Loop on Monday morning to speak out about recent staffing cuts and changes to Social Security that they say will hit most vulnerable the hardest. So that comes after the closure of 47 Social Security offices throughout the country, including 26 this month. Excuse me. So what's being said here is they say it's about efficiency, but we know the truth. This isn't about Americans. It's about the rich getting richer. This is not just bad policy. This is a civil rights crisis. Saying that many of the immigrants affected by this move had been allowed to remain in the U.S. for 2 years with work authorization under presidential parole authority by Biden administration, but many had their status revoked by Customs and Border Patrol this month. Saying what Garcia said is these cuts hit people who need it the most: seniors, people with disabilities, and of course immigrants. The real fraud is immigrants have contributed over $580 million to Social Security, money they'll never see or benefit from while being excluded from the very system they sustain. Now, just to be clear, it is illegal immigrants, not just any immigrants, but it looks like illegal immigrants won't have access to Social Security benefits. Now, let me know down in the comments below. Do you agree with this? Should illegal immigrants have access to Social Security? Should they not? So I don't think there's any country in the world where you could enter illegally and then have access to the benefits without committing fraud or breaking the law in some case. But let me know your thoughts on that. Also, we have the judge orders new limits on DOGE data access at Social Security Administration. Now, I think this could be a good thing as long as DOGE has access to information to find waste and fraud, but not having enough access to cause harm. Let me know if you were against DOGE and Elon Musk having access to Social Security to get rid of waste, fraud, and abuse. If there is no access to sensitive data that could harm people, are you okay with DOGE going in there and finding waste, fraud, and abuse, making things more efficient? Let me know down in the comments below. This seems to satisfy both sides. So a federal judge has granted a preliminary injunction to block the Department of Government Efficiency from further access to sensitive personal information at the Social Security Administration. The order blocks the agency from granting DOGE access to systems containing personally identifiable information, including Social Security numbers, medical records, mental health records, tax information, and family records. So this is just coming out. I'm really curious to hear from DOGE about this. But the lawsuit was brought by the American Federation of State, Country, and Municipal Employees, the AFL-CIO, American Federation of Teachers Alliance for Retired Americans. So basically, the order blocks the agency and its agents and employees from granting access to systems containing personally identifiable information, including everything basically I just said, including employee earnings, addresses, bank records, tax information, and court records. So DOGE and affiliates must also disgorge and delete all non-anonymized, personally identifiable information in the possession or control since January 20th. They are also prohibited from installing any software on Social Security Administration systems and must remove any software installed since January 20th. In addition, the defendants are blocked from accessing, altering, or disclosing the agency's computer or software code. Now, this does seem like this could put a stop to DOGE and them finding any waste, fraud, and abuse. It also makes me question, if this is going to stop DOGE, is anyone trying to stop them from uncovering something major, which they haven't already? Or is this to prevent, too much power? Let me know your thoughts on where you stand with that. So next, I'm going to get into that full video clip. Even though I showed this clip in the past of Representative Larson, I think it's really important to see this fiery passion again. Take a listen.
A sad morning. Very sad morning. When this committee, the oldest and most continuous in the Congress, neglects its responsibility and essentially holds this hearing today to block any further discussion. The men and women on this committee are good people. They're honest and caring people. And that's why I do not understand why you would relegate this committee to no longer being of significance and resort to saying you will do whatever Elon Musk and Donald Trump tell you to do. Where's the independence of the committee? Where's the legislature? We're an equal branch of government. And you start off with a blather, and yet look at the empty seats here. Where's Elon Musk? I'm sure he's a genius and is a very credible person because of the wealth he's accumulated. But that does not put him above the law or the responsibility to come before this committee in this Congress. If he's so great, if these plans and all the fraud and abuse that he's found are so eminent, why isn't he here explaining it? You know why. Because he's out to privatize Social Security. He's been on television the last couple of days talking exactly about Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, and what he intends to do. Privatize it. The American people, some of them may have been born at night, but not last night. People are aware of this. Every single one of your districts, all the money that comes in monthly, and you have not done, you as a Congress, have not done anything in more than 54 years. And now you have someone coming in to privatize a system, something you have longed to do going back to 1982, because Elon Musk thinks that this is the best thing to do. President Trump has called Social Security a scam. Elon Musk, as the chairman, as Mr. Neal said, called it a Ponzi scheme. Ask that of the people in your district. Ask that, Mr. Smith, of the more than 198,000 people in your district who rely on Social Security, and you won't even let the person who's planning to privatize it, who's telling the big lie in front of everyone, in bold as he possibly can, saying, this is what we're going to do. The Congress is in our back pocket. We don't even have to come before them and testify because we control the House, we control the Senate, and we control the presidency. And it's the tyranny of the executive. It's why these resolutions were first adopted back in 1789, because the founding fathers knew that the executive branch does not have total authority over the legislature unless you have a willing party that says, no, we're going to do exactly what you tell us to do, Mr. Musk and Mr. President. It doesn't matter to our constituents. It doesn't matter how much money they are not going to receive. We're not even going to tell them the truth about what's going to happen to them. And every single one of these districts where they're being shut down and their personnel, and as Mr. Neal said, Dan, after you cut and eliminate the people, say the agency isn't responding accordingly. No other agency operates for under less than 1%. With that, they administer to over 70 million people in the nation's #1 anti-poverty program for the elderly and children. Shame! Shame! Can't bring people in front of this body? If he's right, if they're so good, if they're so just, why aren't they here telling the American people about it? They're not, because you know the truth. It's about privatization. I yield back.
What are your thoughts on Representative Larson going full purple there? I love the passion, though. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree, disagree? And that is all the news that I have for today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my Donna Bell's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Belle. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you something that you should always do. Sometimes just sit on your bed or like sit at a table on your counter and like sit down and take like 10 breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. Because you need yourself to feel relaxed. And that's all I wanted to tell you for today. Bye.
If you haven't heard about the new COLA increase number, you're going to want to click this video over here as I give you the latest COLA number, cost of living adjustment, what you can expect for 2026 increases. So click that video now and I'll see you in that video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.